Welcome everyone to another Monday night at the Beat. Here's a shout out to Ashlyn, Momo, and Connect Tango Festival. We'll see you over Thanksgiving. Tonight's focus was what? Can anyone sum it up for us? What were we doing a lot of? Turning.
Opposite leg turns.
We were, say it again?
Opposite leg.
Yeah, kind of think of it as opposite leg turns. So if I'm turning to my left, what foot am I focusing on?
Right.
Being on my right foot. Okay, we did change weight often, but the main focus was this opposite kind of leg. If I'm turning to my right, I'm focused on my left. Yeah.
But so that we could also include the followers here, what is really the deeper idea behind that material? What were we really thinking about and being aware of as we do our opposite turn? Yeah! How are we activating that standing leg? How do we screw down but not sink and create engagement into our inner thigh and create that dynamic energy to actually power the turn, but without going on our toes? Yeah?
Okay, so we use this embrace for most of the class. What did we call this? Sugar bowl. Okay, and we stepped to the left, change weight, and then what are we doing on the floor with our left foot? And remember, there are some ways to practice, either static, or you can add quarter turn, or even what? Half turn, yeah. And what does this lapis do besides look fancy? Helps you balance. It's a kickstand.
Oh, helps you turn.
Yeah, it helps you turn even, right. But the main motor is what? Because we're turning more like a block for right now. Kicking the heel. I just said that. Yeah, kicking the heel around, right. I said block, but kicking the heel around is kind of the main engine. We can add some spiral later, but start in more of a block way. And again, we're doing it more open embrace. So we're focusing on really pushing through the leg and not trying to bend too much into this knee. Okay. And then how to keep the energy. Once we start changing weight from a hook behind, we have to think of doing what with the energy?
Keep it continuous.
Yeah, keeping it continuous. So we'd like to shift weight. Now one way to cross behind helps, the other one doesn't really help. But what's a way to think about crossing behind? Just keep pivoting. Yeah, well the steward will come from the first part. So when we do the lapis and we hook behind, we can either change weight right away, or we can do partial weight change, share the weight between our feet, maybe a little more open, and turn on both feet at the same time. We're calling that the steward, even though it's an old milonguero technique. So either this option or here.
Okay, followers. So this is an open embrace hero that we are following. What are our responsibilities? What are we watching out for when we are making our open embrace hero? Anyone? Pivoting enough so that what?
The connection is constant.
Yes. So that's one thing.
We don't take the leader off of that.
Yes. If we pivot enough, we can really step around them and stay close to them. Yeah. Versus stepping away from them. So that's our legs. Yeah. What about our embrace? Our embrace needs to be what? Elastic. Yeah, it needs to be flexible. Yeah. Sometimes, like here, my right arm is contracted on my back step, and then on my forward step, my right arm is extended. Yeah. So just being aware of that it is changing.
So the easy way to turn is right or left?
Left.
Left. But it's usually harder to be on the opposite leg. And of course, the hard way to turn is your right. And it's the easier leg, but because of the embrace and other reasons, everything to the right is much more difficult.
Okay.
and just one more comment, I was going to say it earlier, as we do the la piece, and then if I just pivot until my right foot's ready, to just hook behind. So that's kind of a cheating, not a cheating way, but it's a nice way to think about getting a hook behind. Instead of trying to like swing your leg out, just let your pivot do all the work.
Mi Buenos Aires quiero llorar.